twin sisters, and it's a very close family. She's raised in Beverly Hills, California. Now, our 25th wedding anniversary, we went all through Europe together because we were married 2 months apart during the war, so it was a great occasion. So I do romance these policies on the idea of, well, my wife doesn't need a policy. Well, what if she had $10,000 and 20 years from now, here's the cash value, and this is what you're going to do with it. You're going to go to Florence, you're going to go to Venice, you're going to go here. It's a wonderful way of having life insurance really work for you. And this is what we did. So this is why I take all these dates. And kids love to get birthday cards. Now, I just don't send a birthday card to a kid. I enclose a stick of gum, and I enclose a brand new pen, either or. And it's a little different. And I could show you reams of mail that I've received from people, 20 years old now, 22. Dear Mr. Katz, I've had birthday cards from you all my life. I remember you, and I just want to thank you. Real great response to something that just was nice. Just was nice. I'll tell you a cute story. I was walking down the street in Niagara Falls one day, and this woman stopped me. Her name was Mrs. Jack. And she said to me, Al, I just got a birthday card, the first birthday card from my granddaughter ever. And I said, that's nice, Steele. She said, you know what the card said? And I said, I have no idea. She said, it said, happy birthday, Al Katz. So I said to Steele, well, what do you mean happy birthday, Al Katz? And I asked, so Steele said, I asked my granddaughter, what do you mean happy birthday, Al Katz? She said, don't all birthday cards say happy birthday, Al Katz? Think about it. But to go back to Arnold Gardner, now, he probably saw the New York Times. I'm sure in his law firm they get the Times every day. And I've been in the waiting room and I've seen the Times here, so I know he's seen this picture. But he's not going to get this when I get back to Buffalo. He's going to get it from the hotel here. And he's going to get a kick out of it. Now, Arnold Gardner is to talk about client building. I first approached him and sold him $10,000 when he went with the law firm of Kavanaugh, Cook, Hep, Sandler, and Wisber. He then went into term insurance with the American Bar Association. And I went in to see him again, and again, and again. And I sold him increments, 25s, 50s, 100s. And I said to him, Arnold, by the time you're 45 years old, we will have your program up to $500,000. He says, it sounds like a good idea. You take care of it, you do it. Now, what I like to do with people like this is I audit their insurance for them. I told you before, I sell peace of mind. He has no concern in the world about anything happening to him for death. His wife owns the policies on his life. They're out of his estate for the federal estate tax, okay? I give him an audit each year. Now, that doesn't mean it's an audit of his policies because he's had that from the beginning, okay? But what I've done for him is each year he gets a financial statement from me. I show the cash value for 1975 and 1976. The next year he gets 76 and 77. Then he gets 77 and 78. A financial statement. Have you ever seen the magic of the growth of cash values and dividends? And when you talk to a person that's had a policy, for instance, I sold a policy to a young fellow back in Niagara Falls when he was 28 years old, got the Lifeline card in, and I just casually glanced at these Lifeline cards. Pardon me. The premium was $220. The dividend was $221. Now, to me, that's a magic of life insurance. And I point out to a fellow like Arnold Gardner, telling him that his cash values, for instance, are $31,000 in cash value. That his premium that he expends per year might be $17,000, $18,000, and the growth of that. The growth of that. People say life insurance is a lousy investment. If I were to give you $10,000 for $4,000, Mr. Prospect, would you be interested? That's you talking to someone that's 25 years old and you're selling a couple bucks a week savings. That's what you're giving him. $10,000 for $4,000. He's going to put in $4 by the time he's 65, gets back $10,000. Over and above what he's put in. They say, well, if you compute the interest and so forth, I'm not interested in computing the interest. I know if he puts in $4,000, he has $10,000 protection all that time. Well, what's really the interest on my money, Mr. Insurance Man? The interest on your money is the fact that you've had $10,000 of free life insurance for 40 years. It's a hell of a deal as far as I'm concerned. I am so firmly convinced that this product of ours is so good that I can't understand why men fail in this business. The reason they fail in this business is they don't believe in it strongly enough. I don't know how much you own. I own $750,000 of life insurance. 7 years ago, I had cancer. I didn't know I had cancer. I play handball all the time, and I had a pain in my back. And I went to the doctor. He says, geez, I'll work it out, and so forth. Now I'm up for promotion of captain in the Navy, and I go down to City Hall, take an x-ray. The guy calls me up, and he said, it'd be a good idea if you called your doctor. I said, what's the matter? He says, well, there's just a little touch of dark in there that I want him to talk to you about. So I call him up. I said, Kenny, could it be where I bruised myself playing handball, hitting the wall? And he said, well, let's take a look. And he said, I don't see anything. And anyway, the pain persisted. So finally, my wife insists I go in the hospital for a checkup. They took a note out of my neck, and this was New Year's Eve. He called me up. The doctor called me, and happy New Year's Eve. And he says it's malignant. I could have gone through the floor. And then he said, January 2nd, we're going to see a specialist and get a doctor's feeling on this thing. This was 1970, January 2nd, 1970. And I said to him, look, doctor, I'm, at that time I was 47 years old. I said, you got to lay down the line with me. My daughter's getting married in August. He said, when? I said, August. He said, no way. Just like that. 6 months to live. Now, having been in the life insurance business and figuring that, yeah, don't I look very unhealthy then? But the point is, there's no such thing as you can't do. You either block something in your mind and you just go ahead with the office every day. 2:30 I went down to the hospital, had cobalt radiation treatment. Nobody in my office knew I had cancer. Nobody, my mother to this day, she's 76 years old, doesn't know I was ever ill. She lives in California. Never knew I was ill. I didn't tell my daughters for almost 2 years. We've been mad about it ever since. But the point is that a lot of things go through your mind. Now, I had bought, strangely enough, $100,000 in October. And I had taken that exam like 2 weeks after the x-ray. Now, the first x-ray, to get the $100,000, I took an EKG and an x-ray. Showed nothing. 2 weeks later, I go for the Navy physical, and here I got this deal that turns out to be lymphoma, cancer of the lymph nodes. And with cobalt radiation, and I was able to withstand a double dosage of this stuff, and in 6 weeks of treatment daily, they knocked it out apparently. I went to Mayo Clinic to get another opinion and so forth, and they said, it looks to us like you're pretty lucky. So I go in for an x-ray every year now just to check out, and I've been fortunate. But the point I wanted to make about all this, not the fact that I had cancer, the fact that what you think about is what's going to happen to your family. And even though I had cancer and felt that, my God, I'm going to be cheated out of life, seeing my daughter get married and so forth, and I never thought about it once that doctor told me, but knowing my life insurance program, knowing that those kids both could get married, they could have anything they wanted in life. My wife could go on and live probably better without me than she did with me. Peace of mind. Peace of mind. And that's what you're selling, is peace of mind. I go into a guy's house with an agent, and I do like to make joint calls with him. And I go to a fellow's house, and Mr. Kandarian's sitting there with his wife, and I let my agent talk so I can observe him. And he's saying, no, I've got 10,000 of it, I got 10,000 a group, and I'm up to here with insurance premiums, and 2 kids are sleeping upstairs. And I get so mad that I just interrupt my agent. I can't stand it anymore. And I just tell this guy, don't tell us no. Tell your wife. Because that's what you're telling her. You are one, and you're going to have to excuse my expression, selfish son of a bitch, as far as I'm concerned. And this is exactly the way I talk to him. Now, I've met this guy before. And I turn to his wife, and I say to her, he is saying no to you because he dies tonight, and he's going to leave you the splendid sum of $20,000. Tell me what you're going to do with it, with those 2 kids upstairs. What are you going to do with it? And I absolutely insist that he listen to us about what he can afford for life insurance. Before I can insist on that, I've got to know how much I'm putting into premiums. I can't talk to someone about buying 100 or 200 or $250,000 unless I have purchased it myself. You younger people in the business, where you can't go out and buy 100 just like this, and you can't go out and buy 50 like this. But unless you're sweating the premiums yourself, how are you going to relate to the guy that you want to sweat those premiums? You're talking to someone that says, hey, with inflation, with this, and I've got to worry about premiums, can't do it, can't do it. Hey, I'm doing it. I got a wife and 2 kids. Tell me what love costs. If I'm out of the picture, I want them taken care of. At least give my wife the chance to meet some guy who's better than I am. And this is what you can do for your family. You can give her a chance in life. I hope you've all seen the film The Widow. Well, I mean, that's got to hit you right between the eyes. 50-year-old lawyer, okay? Got to be, and dumb insurance man, New York City. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Unbelievable. And you say, gee, I don't know about prospects. You think everybody that's around here and they look successful and so forth have a good insurance program? When I sell a 10, 15, a 25, whatever I sell, as far as I'm concerned, the most important part in this situation is the delivery of the policy. The sale is not the most important part. I can sell within 5 minutes. If I gave you 10 for $4,000, would you be interested? At 65, I'm going to give you a check for $10,000. All you're going to do is put in $4,000. You die, your wife's going to get tipped. What's your name? There's a hell of a sales talk, isn't it? 5 minutes, I'm out of that door. I might have $25, $50, a check for $100. But I sell very fast. But on delivery, different story. Policy comes in, summary of the policy. Summary of the policy is strictly the name, the company, the beneficiary, the optional benefits, double indemnity, triple indemnity, disability, I of I, whatever it is, family income, all listed on one sheet. So he doesn't have to look at the policy. I'm not a missionary. I don't have to explain non-forfeiture values. I'm not a CLU, so I don't understand it anyway. But I'll be damned if he can understand it, okay? Now, I go over everything with him. And I say, Jack, you understand what we've done here? Because what you have here should give you some peace of mind with this family income rider and so forth. By the way, I don't let an agent come to my office on a 10 or a 15 where there's a family involved without a rider. Brings it in, it's got to go back. I don't want any policy coming to my office without a rider. We led the country 2 years ago in term conversions with $80,000 in new premium from term conversions. It's the lifeline of the business, converting term. Not only that, for very little money, you give the family one hell of a lot of added protection. The guy has got to have a good excuse. No policy can come in without disability or accidental death benefit for young people, unless he has a letter signed by the insurer. I don't want somebody calling me up. I had this happen to me one time. That's why I say this. Guy called me up, and he says, Al, why didn't I have disability waiver in my policy? I said, what do you mean, Ben? He says, found out I just had a heart attack. This about, he said, I've been in the hospital for 2 months. I said, didn't even know that. He said, well, that's all right, but the fact is, now I won't be able to work. What about that disability waiver? I said, Ben, you and your brother Joe bought this policy. I tried to put in disability waiver. You want to hear no part of it. He says, you're a liar. Ever since then, if I say disability waiver or accidental death benefit, and they don't want it because it's optional, they sign. Say, I was told that I could have this, but I didn't want it. Nobody signs. They don't have it. I don't want anybody telling me they don't have it and that there's an accidental death or so forth. You younger people coming into the business, they'll say to you, who do I call on? When you talk about your prospecting list. Your first obligation is to your family and your family's family and to your particular family, your brothers and sisters, and your friends. And you say, oh, I can't do that. This, you know, you're sitting with an insurance man, you're coming in the business, you might be there a short time, who are you going to sell? You have an obligation to sell them. I don't ever want one of my friends' wives coming to me and saying to me, I thought you were a friend. If the guy dies and doesn't have enough insurance, you go to a